Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2528 with the release date of Friday, April 10th, 2026 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The FCC explores using more radio spectrum for space technology. 2 cosmonauts join a tribute to the first man in space. And a deal secures funds to upgrade an emergency response phone network. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2528 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, here's Stephen Kenford, N8WB.
We begin this week in Washington, D.C. An official posting on the website of the Federal Communications Commission refers to potential new spectrum users as, and this is their terminology, weird space stuff. Kent Peterson, KC0 DGY explains what's going on.
Expecting that orbital laboratories, inhabitable spacecraft, in-space repairs, and many other related uses are going to have a need for greater access to RF spectrum. The Federal Communications Commission is seeking comments on ways to make that happen. The agency voted last month to address new ways to support tracking, telemetry, and command for a variety of over-the-horizon initiatives. The FCC published the proceeding on its website, referring to the uses as, quote, weird space stuff, end quote. The agency said that the proposed rulemaking is part of a larger effort to modernize policies in support of the quickly growing space sector. It encouraged comments, in particular from companies involved in different aspects of lunar missions, satellite servicing, or related operations. One of the potential frequency ranges referenced in the notice of proposed rulemaking is the frequency range 2305 to 2315 megahertz, which overlaps part of the amateur radio allocation on 13 centimeters. The proposed docket number, 2654. This is Kent Peterson, KC0, DGY.
A ham in Florida with an experimental license is busy exploring propagation and its impact on 4 meters and 8 meters. As we hear from Jack Parker, W8 ISH, he hopes this work will stir more interest in amateur access.
In the hope of gaining insights into seasonal propagation trends, sporadic E, trans-equatorial propagation, and low-band VHF path behavior, the experimental station WQ2XDM has been conducting experiments using the digital weak signal modes Whisper and FT8 on the 4 and 8 meter bands. The license was granted to John K9JMS, who is asking fellow hams to monitor reception and send him reports for data collection. He recommends using PSK Reporter and station logs and screenshots to record time, SNR, grid, and frequency details while monitoring FT8 on 40.680 megahertz. The station's website, says John, will publish a final white paper and an open data set. The location in Florida is key to the experimental activity because of the region's reoccurring tropospheric ducting in the Gulf Atlantic region. Florida's low latitude makes it especially suitable for capturing trans-equatorial propagation and equatorial ionospheric phenomena. According to the station's page on QRZ.com, the project is aimed at strengthening the case for more interest in and access to 8 meters. Unlike hams in a number of other countries, such as Ireland, Slovenia, and South Africa, licensed amateurs in the U.S. do not have access to either 8 meters or 4 meters. Signal reports or queries can be sent to John at the email address wq2xdm.fl@gmail.com. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
She was the first teacher to make contact with the International Space Station by ham radio. Remembering Rita Wright, who is now a silent T, is Jen DeSalvo, W9TXJ.
Rita Bauer Wright, KC9CDL, taught math and science for 38 years at District 111 in Burbank, Illinois, USA, where she always encouraged her students to reach for the stars. Rita wrote educational materials for NASA, so in 1988 she challenged her students to come up with a name for the next space shuttle. Her student projects also included solar-powered cars and robot prototypes for Mars exploration. But it was on December 21st, 2000 that Rita led 14 elementary school students to make the first school contact by ham radio with the International Space Station. It took years to coordinate through the ERAS application and ARRL educational proposal processes. Leading up to the set date, the suburban Chicago school was covered with space-themed projects made by kids in all classrooms from kindergarten to 8th grade. The first attempt was set for December 19th with Charles Dufana, AJ-9N, assisting the contact with Commander William Shepard, KD-5 GSL, aboard the ISS. That didn't go as planned. A successful retry came 2 days later. Rita wrote in her post-contact report that, quote, at 2028 UTC, Bill Shepard and the ISS came up over the horizon for what turned out to be a near-direct overhead pass. Charlie and his team made a connection within seconds and continued up to 2039 UTC, end quote. All 14 students chosen to ask questions got their chance. Those Chicago area students were welcomed to school by their teachers in the morning. By the afternoon, welcomed aboard the ISS. Rita is survived by her loving OM of 68 years, Billy, KC9HRM, who is also a member of the Chicago Area Stars Radio Club. Thanks to Stars Club President Dennis Calderon, KC9DSP, for helping Rita keep her license active in recent years and for sharing her legacy. Rita Wright became a silent key on the 8th of March. This is Jen DeSalvo, W9TXJ.
In Argentina, broadcasters and amateur radio operators together are grieving the loss of a prominent member of both communities. We hear more about him from Dave Lee, M7TLB.
Carlos Almiron, LU7DSY, enjoyed a long and busy career on both the professional and amateur sides of radio. Over the years, he became well known as a TV and radio journalist for a number of media outlets in Argentina. A former sports journalist, he later moved on to covering news and had served as a war correspondent in the Falklands. Across oceans and continents, the radio amateur became known as a successful DXer and DXpeditioner. He was a member of the DXCC honor roll. Locally, Carlos' talents were put to good use during the annual American Lighthouse Weekend, organized each February by members of the Radio Club Grupo DX Bahia Blanca, which he helped found. Carlos became a silent key on the 21st of March. He was 79. This is Dave Lee, M7TLB.
In Pennsylvania, an important net has been connecting with others in the region, having a near-vertical incident skywave antenna. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us about this net.
Using the properties of the near-vertical incident skywave antenna to their best advantage, members of the Red Cross of Southeast Pennsylvania have been running a successful monthly net enabling other MCOM stations, municipal emergency centers, and interested radio operators to check in. The calls come from as close by as the immediate region and from as far away as northern New Jersey, Delaware, and the greater New York area. The net is, in fact, all about check-ins. Participants ask for call sign, name, location, and an accurate signal report. According to Cliff Hutchins, KC3PGT, the regional lead for the American Red Cross's Disaster Services Training in Southeast Pennsylvania, these important records have been logged on this net since its startup almost a year and a half ago. Using the Southeast Pennsylvania Red Cross call sign WA3ARC, the net operates from its communications trailer and welcomes anyone who wants to check in. Cliff told Newsline, quote, "We started it for a dual purpose. First, we need to exercise and practice setting up our NVIS antenna and operating from our communications trailer. Second, to establish a frequency range and protocol to communicate with our neighboring Red Cross regions in case of a widespread communication outage," end quote. Like so many other NVIS nets around the country, this net relies on the antenna's ability to establish connections with local and regional stations and has a maximum range of about 400 miles. Cliff said that it is useful for emergency communications on HF because unlike UHF and VHF nets, it does not rely on repeaters. The net takes place on the third Thursday of every month, which this month will be April 16th. Calls for check-ins begin at about 10 a.m. Eastern Time on 40 meters, on or below 7.235 megahertz. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Time for you to identify your station. We're the amateur radio newsline heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the K6IS repeater of the Siskiyou County Amateur Radio Association, in Wairika, California on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. local time. Funding has been approved for a phone network that is relied upon by public safety agencies throughout the U.S. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, explains what happens next.
A mobile phone network created to provide public safety agencies around the United States with reliable emergency communications is poised for service upgrades after reaching an agreement with the federal government and the network's private sector partner, AT&T. Under the deal, AT&T, which built and maintains the network known as FirstNet, will cover the cost of $1 billion worth of the network's improvements. At the same time, AT&T will reduce its bill to the federal government by another $1 billion for its continued support to FirstNet. The government selected AT&T to build the network in 2017 when the service was first known as the Nationwide Public Safety Broadband Network. Its creation was driven by the breakdown in emergency communication for public safety agencies and first responders in the aftermath of the terror attacks on September 11, 2001. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Hams wishing to pay tribute to the first man in space have a chance to do so by making radio contact with two cosmonauts who followed the pioneering path of Yuri Gagarin. We have details from Jeremy Booth, G4 and JH.
A pair of cosmonauts, each in their own time, brought value to the realm of space exploration for their country. Alexander Volkov, U4MIR, now retired, is a veteran of 3 launches who later served as commander of the cosmonaut detachment at the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center. Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Grebenkin, R3HP, who has a radio communications engineering background, served as a mission specialist for SpaceX Crew 8 in 2024. Now the two are adding value to an event here on Earth that pays tribute to Yuri Gagarin and the trip 65 years ago that made him the first man in space. Both cosmonauts will be among the activators seeking QSOs with chasers on the 11th and 12th of April as part of an international DX contest honoring the Soviet cosmonaut and bearing his name. Contacts will be on HF via CW and SSB. The cosmonauts aren't just worth double multipliers for chasers, but earn them QSL cards bearing their autographs. This is Jeremy Booth, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, Elvira IV3 FSG is on the air as 3X3A from Rome/Ruma Island, Guinea, IOTA number AF051 from the 11th through to the 25th of April, using SSB, CW, and the digital mode. Listen for her on 80 to 6 meters, where she will be operating with one of 2 low-power stations. A team of operators using the call sign GB0OH will be on the air from the island of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides, IOTA number EU010. Listen for them from the 11th through to the 17th of April. 3 operators will be calling QRZ on 40 to 10 meters. They will operate SSB with some FT8. The Hungarian Amateur Radio Society is marking the 235th anniversary of the birth of Samuel Morse and has 9 special event call signs on the air, all making use of the numbers 2, 3, and 5. The calls include HA235MSE, HA235S, HA235A, and HA235M, and operators will be using CW and SSB. The special event will take place from the 17th through to the 27th of April, and an award is available. Marking World Amateur Radio Day, which is the 18th of April, members of the HF Committee and the Board of Directors of Belgium's IARU Society, the UBA, will be on the air throughout April. Listen for the call sign 0026WARD. For QSL and other information about these stations, visit their pages on QRZ.com. In the Carolinas, a special brand of homebrew is being made. Music that celebrates some amateur radio traditions with some help from AI. Jim Davis, W2JKD, tunes up with our final story for the week.
Zach Thompson, KM4BLG, believes that there's something lyrical about the regional Hamfest hosted by his club, the Western Carolina Amateur Radio Society. It's a day that's popular with local families and attracts those from Tennessee, South Carolina, and beyond who gather each year at the Smoky Mountain Event Center in Waynesville. Well, this year's event on July 25th is shaping up to be even more lyrical because it actually has lyrics, its own promotional theme song, set to bluegrass music. Zach told Newsline that while he's a music lover, he is not a musician, so he got some help with the writing and composing. He outsourced both tasks to AI. And even though the song's performance on the Amateur Radio Society's YouTube channel is by a fictional group called CQDX and the 73s, again, created by AI. What he got are lyrics like this: coax coils shining in the Carolina sun, antennas reaching like pines to the sky. That's the kind of magic that happens when AI meets RF. Besides, not everything here is artificial. The event itself offers very real feelings of fellowship and the beauty of the Smoky Mountains. Zach told Newsline that he was so surprised at how well the song turned out that he partnered up with AI to generate a tribute to Parks on the Air. It can be found on his KM4BLG YouTube channel. The same fictional musicians are back with more lyrical inspiration that, according to the YouTube blurb, will, quote, having you wanting to drop everything and go activate, unquote. Best of all, getting out and doing the POTUS stuff isn't something that you can do using AI, at least not yet. I'm Jim Davis, W2JKD.
With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT News, Cliff Hotchkiss, KC3PGT, David Behar, K7DB, Dmitry Kolinchik, R3GM, FCC, 425DX News, FirstNet, Government Technology, QRZ.com Forum, shortwaveradio.de, Wireless Institute of Australia, Experimental Station, WQ2XBM, YouTube, YL Beam, Zach Thomas, KM4BLG, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, N8WB in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
W8WKY. The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association hopes you enjoy the weekly broadcast of Amateur Radio Newsline, which was anchored this week by our very own Stephen, N8WB, and we thank you for listening. We invite you to stay tuned to the W8WKY repeater for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's weekly Club Net, which will begin at 8 p.m. We have a great net lined up for you this evening. We're going to have some net announcements, and then we'll take a couple of rounds of in-and-out check-ins, followed by regular check-ins who want to try to answer Gary AAACS's trivia question. So we hope that you'll stay with us and check in with us when the net begins. And once again, the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net will begin at 8 p.m. This is Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8HDP for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, standing by for the net at 8 p.m.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, which is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and operates on a frequency of 147 Mark 39 megahertz, and we use a PL tone of 114 Mark 8 hertz. This net is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. This is a directed net, so all traffic will be sent through net control. Emergency or priority traffic may break into this net at any time. Your net control operator for this net is Jerry, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee. My personal call sign is Kilo, Charlie, 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa, KC8HDP, but during this net I will be using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. I will take a short break and be back with some announcements. The April meeting of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association is this Thursday, April 16th at 7 p.m. in the banquet hall of the Wadsworth Eagles, located at 9953 Rittman Road in Wadsworth. The program Solar Lithium Power will be presented by Axel Fisser, Kilo 8 Alpha X-Ray X-Ray. For complete details, see our website, w8wky.org. Break. Join Sarah on Saturday, April 25th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. for a fun Parks on the Air activation at Wingfoot Lake State Park. This is a POTA activation with a twist because you can get two activations in one evening if you make 10 contacts before 8 p.m. and 10 contacts after 8 p.m. This event is on rain or shine unless there is lightning. For complete details, see our website, w8wky.org. The next Sarah VE session is scheduled for June 6th at the Rittman City Fire Department in their training room. Start studying now so you can pass your license test or get an upgrade. And once again, for details, visit our website, w8wky.org. Okay, the Spring 2026 build project is on, and here to tell us all about it is AA8CS. Gary, over to you.
Good evening, Sarah and friends, and you too, Jerry. Good to hear you this evening. Just a reminder to sign up for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association May Build Project. The build consists of a handy finder directional antenna for fox hunting and other radio frequency direction finding applications. The build will take place on May 2nd at MyQTH in Fairlawn. Remember, at the May meeting, in lieu of our regular tech talk, we're going to go fox hunting that evening. So make sure you're all equipped, and one way to do it is to build this handy finder with the group. More information, as Jerry's already said, and there's a ton of information up there on our website, W8WKY, and you can sign up and pay for the project right on the website there. Importantly, sign-ups will close on Friday, April 17th. So make sure, if you're interested in this project, get yourself all signed up before April 17th. That is the final day you'll be able to do that. That's all I have. Back to net. This is Alpha Alpha 8, Charlie, Sierra.
Thank you, Gary, for telling us about the build project coming up. That sounds like a great project, and I hope many people take advantage of that. All right, This is W8WKY. If there are any stations with net announcements, please call W8WKY.
Hey, let me, I got a couple other things I'll mention, Jerry, if that's okay.
That is fine, Gary. Go ahead.
All right, thank you for that. I just wanted to remind everybody that the Field Day T-shirt design contest is being announced. We don't have details quite yet. We may have that at the meeting. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, get your design hat on and come up with a design for the 2026 Sarah Field Day T-shirt. If your design is chosen by the hordes, you win a free T-shirt. Yeah. And last but not least, dues are due. There's a few folks out there that still haven't paid their dues for 2026. If you're one of them, get your dues in. That's all I have, Jerry. Sorry about that. I should have probably jumped in there earlier. Anyway, AA8CS, back to net.
That is quite all right, Gary. No apology necessary. Glad you brought those things up. Okay, we're going to start now with a round of in and out check-ins. So, if you would like to be in and out, just get in here, get on the log, and just that's it. You can check in now by calling with your call, using your call sign followed by your name.
Kia at A, Sir Foxtrot, sir. Martin Wadsworth, in and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Golf Golf Charlie, Marianne, Wadsworth.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Tango Uniform, KF8 ETU, Adam, New Franklin, in and out.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom in Canton, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry it, Portage Lakes, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, India Mike Echo David Sterling, in and out.
W8WKY.
Here is KB8 LNK, will be in and out. Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Mike, KB8 VHM, Tom and Green, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8 TLB, Randy and Rittman. I'll be in and out. 73, everyone. God bless.
KF8 EMC, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Mike Charlie, Tony in Louisville. I'll be on the side.
Okay, I will pick it up there. So far I have in and out KE8 SFS Mark, KF8 GGC Marianne, KF8 ETV Adam, or ETU, I'm sorry, ETU, KA8 MNT Tom, W8CTM Carrie, KE8 IME David, KB8 LNK Ron, KB8 VHM Tom, K8 TLB Randy, and KF8 ENC Tony. Are there any other in and out check-ins for the net? If so, check in with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Doug and Rittman, in and out.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8 KOC,
Fred in Akron. In and out. Have a great night, Jerry.
We have added KE8JNH Doug and WA8KOC Fred. Okay, well, thank you for all of you who checked in and out. We appreciate your check-ins, and we will say 7-3 to all of you. Okay, well, let's start with regular check-ins now. Those of you who want to try to answer Gary's trivia question and make comments, may check in now using your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8, LYJ, mobile on my way out of Rittman.
Alpha 8, Charlie, Tango, Craig, Shreve.
Kilo, Charlie 8, Lima, Yankee Golf, KC8, LYG Portable, Massillon, Ohio.
November Tango 8, Delta NT8D, Dave in Copley.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG. Nick, down the farm.
Kilo 8, Mike Romeo Echo, KA-MRE, Mike in New Franklin.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Papa, KF8, DTP, Lori, Maslin.
Please copy Kilo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John, Maslin.
KE8, QFT, Fred, Medina, Echo 8, Zulu Romeo, KE8, ZZR, Harry and Wadsworth.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 BZA, Eric in Strongsville.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Lima Alpha, KF8 ELA, Zach in Dalton.
This is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay, I'll pick it up there.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
Victor, good evening.
Okay, I'll pick it up there. So far, for regular check-ins, I have KA8LYJ, Bob, who is mobile, will be back to you shortly. AA8CT, Craig. KC8LYG, who is portable, will be back to you shortly as well. We also have NT8D, Dave. KD8SLG, Nick. K8MRE, Mike. KF8DTP, Lori. KE8UIB, John. KE8QFT, Fred. KE8ZZR, Harry. KE8VZA, Eric. KF8ELA, Zach. WO3X, John. And KC8FQV, Mark. Probably missed some people in there because there were some collisions with perfect doubles. Anyone else wishing to check in to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net, please call now with your call sign and your name.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
Okay, we've added a KE8VQX, Joe in Akron. Okay, well, let's get started down the list. Well, let's go to AA8CS, Mr. Custom Select himself. Gary, for the trivia question, Gary, what kind of a teaser do you have for us this week?
All right, Jerry. Yeah, we got a great one tonight. It's going to be a really, really good one. We're going to talk about deep space communications this evening. Communicating with spacecraft at extreme distances, such as those supported by NASA's Deep Space Network, requires some fascinating engineering trade-offs that push the limits of physics and radio technology. Here's your question. When receiving signals from distant spacecraft like Voyager 1, what is the primary reason large ground antennas are used? And those antennas are about 70 meters in diameter. Here's your distractors. Alpha, to increase transmission speed. That's the data rate from the spacecraft. Beta, to improve signal-to-noise ratio by capturing more of the extremely weak signal. Charlie, to compensate for Doppler shift caused by spacecraft velocity. And lastly, Delta, to reduce atmospheric noise and interference from Earth-based sources. Yeah, let me grab a quick second, we'll repeat it. Now, that was a quick second if I've ever heard one. Here's your question. When receiving signals from distant spacecraft like Voyager 1, what is the primary reason large ground antennas are used? Alpha, to increase transmission speed. That's the data rate from the spacecraft. Baker, to improve signal-to-noise ratio by capturing more of the extremely weak signal. Charlie, I love saying that. To compensate for Doppler shift caused by spacecraft velocity. And finally, Delta, to reduce atmospheric noise and interference from Earth-based sources. There you have it, tonight's question. Back to you, Jerry. AA8CS, back to net.
Well, thank you, Gary, for that question. Boy, that's a tough one. I am going to exercise net control operator privilege to think about that one for a while. And so let's get to our mobile and our portables. Let's first go to KA8LYJ Bob, who is mobile, and KC8LYG portable is on deck.
WKY, this is KA8LYJ. Hi, Jerry. Hi, group. Good one, Gary. I just saw a video on Voyager 1, and I was amazed at how absurdly weak that radio signal is. And, and it being, tens of billions of miles away. And can't help but notice that that 7-meter antenna is a parabola. So that's to amplify the signal. I'm going to go Bravo. This is KA8LYJ.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Bob, and glad we were able to get you in there mobile this evening. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo. So we'll say 7-3 to you, Bob, and we'll catch up with you on down the log. We're going to clear with KA8LYJ now and go to KC8LYG, who is portable. Good evening to you. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And Craig, AA8CT, is on deck.
Good evening, everyone listening. This is KC8LYG, Rick and Maslin. I jumped the gun. I should have checked in and out. I'm sorry, but I wasn't paying attention for I heard part of the question and part of the answers, but I'm just going to be in and out tonight. I don't have much to add. I'm going to be mobile here soon, moving to my other destination, and I'll finish listening out there. But everyone have a good evening. And with that, I'll say KC8, LYG, 73's on, back to net.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Rick. It was good to have you here. And, glad you were, sorry you missed the trivia question there, but you have a great evening as well, and check in with us whenever you can. So 7-3 to you, Rick. So we'll clear with KC8 LYG. And that brings us to AA8CT, my crosstown neighbor, Craig. Good evening to you, Craig. Good to hear from you. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And NT8D is on deck.
W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry. My first question is, I'm doing this on RF. Am I coming through okay, and am I legible? AA8CT.
There's a little bit of white noise on your signal, but you are 100% copyable. No problem at all telling what you're saying. So, yeah, go ahead, Craig.
All right, well, I'm going to choose Bravo for my answer, and Jerry can attest to the fact that this afternoon we had a little excitement with the weather. It just kicked up, and I think the total time was probably maybe 10 minutes at that, and wind, rain, and some hail fell down upon the little town of Shreve. But with that, I'm going to turn it back to you, to all the Serenetisons. I wish you a good evening, and hopefully we'll see some of you on Thursday, because eyeball QSOs are always a lot of fun. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Jerry, W8WKY. This is AA8CT saying thank you to all, and even thank you to Gary. That is one heck of a trivia question, and I will be listening on the side.
Well, sorry to hear you had some weather excitement this afternoon, Craig. You live just north of town, and I live on the south end of Shreve, and the weather was completely different. You had hail and strong winds, and here where I'm at in Shreve in the southeast corner, we just had some light rain, and winds were calm. So you must have had a microburst over you there, Craig. So anyway, great to have you on the net this evening, and look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the SARA meeting. So say 7-3 to you, Craig, and clear with AA8CT. That brings us to NT8D. Good evening, Dave. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And President Nick is on deck.
Good evening, everybody. What do I have for the net? We do have more rain coming this way, so don't give up yet there, Craig, or anybody else. It just passed through western Ohio there, and it's working its way this direction. I'm going to go with B, Bravo, for the answer to Gary's trivia question for this evening. Don't have anything really new for the net. I need to buy some wire for wiring up the boat. I got my switch panel came in the mail today. Nice little 4-panel rocker switch that's illuminated, so there's a little LED that comes on when the switch is active. And so I'm going to need to install that. So we're working on getting into spring, summer here, Gary. Going to take advantage of some of the nice weather, even if it's only a couple hours a day. So looking forward to see a bunch of you all on Thursday. Thanks for running the net tonight. 73 NT8D, back to net.
Well, good to hear that your switch came, and that sounds like it'll be nice when it's all hooked up. And yes, look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the meeting. 7-3 to you, Dave. So we'll clear with the NT8D. Before we go to Nick, this is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee, using the club call of Whiskey 8, Whiskey, Kilo, Yankee. Okay, good evening to you, Nick. Good to have you here on the net. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And K8MRE is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Jerry, and all the club netizens. Thank you very much for taking care of all the announcements. I do appreciate that. You do such a much better job than I would with them. I try to run through them very quickly, and nobody gets anything out of it. So thank you, sir. You're having a very prolific week. I heard you NCO the Bolo Net last night. Tonight you're over here on W8WKY, and tomorrow night you'll be back on W8WOO. I hope you can keep all of those call signs straight. Good timing. You caught me between tacos. Audrey made tacos, and, well, I forgot I was coming up, and if Dave had talked 30 seconds less, you'd be listening to me chew on tacos. So, there's that. That's a win. Looking forward to the meeting Thursday night. Remind everybody we do meet up, some of us, at Casa Nuestra down the street, 5 o'clock-ish, and they take pretty good care of us. So stop on by if you're up for a Texas taco, or Texas burrito, excuse me. I have taco on my mind. Trivia, I'm going with Bravo. I think that kind of encompasses what needs to be done there. I would say all of the above. I was actually thinking all of the above, but there wasn't that as an option. Fine business tonight, guys. Thank you very much. See you all Thursday. Don't forget the Boredom Breaker net tomorrow afternoon. Dustin's got the first hour, and the Beacon net tomorrow night, too. And no one ever forgets about the Barometer net. Thanks, Jerry. It's KD8SLG. Back to net control.
Well, I'm so glad we caught you at a good time, Nick. And wow, yeah, tacos sound really good. So you're making me hungry for tacos. But anyway, great to have you here, Nick. Look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the meeting. And we'll say 7-3 to you, and we'll catch you on down the log soon, I'm sure. So with that, we'll clear with KD8SLG. That brings us to K8MRE. Good evening to you, Mike. Thanks for checking in on the net with me this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KF8DTP Lori is on deck.
Good evening, Jerry, and everybody on the net. It just so happens when Artemis was circling the moon, I happened to do a little bit of research on the Voyagers because I was just curious where they were and how far they had gone in the 40-something years. I think it's even close to 50 now. They're way out there past the solar system. They're out there, and I forget what they call that actual area. Anyway, I'm going to go with Bravo just because it is so far away. Wish everybody a great evening. See everybody Thursday, 73's K8MRE. Back to net control.
Well, good to hear you on the net this evening, Mike. And yeah, hopefully Voyager doesn't come back like in Star Trek, the motion picture, and give us a problem to solve. But anyway, great to have you here, Mike. And I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and appreciate your check-in, and look forward to catching up with you on Down the Log again soon. 7-3 to you, Mike. So clear with K8, MRE. And let's go to the Maslin area now with KF8DTP. Good evening, Lori. Thank you for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is? And KE8UIB is on deck.
W8WKY from KF8DTP. I don't really have a clue, so I'm going to guess. Only because John told me what his answer is going to be, so I'm just going to go with John's answer, D. But not much going on here other than you see I'm cheating with John, so that's okay. I'll take his answer, and then he can take his own answer, too. So that'll be that. Hope everybody's having a great evening. I'll get ready and hand it back over to you, Jerry. This is KF8DTP 73, y'all.
Well, John may decide to change his answer now. We'll see if he sticks with Delta. He might have been psyching you out there. So, anyway, great to have you here, Lori. Always appreciate your check-ins, and look forward to catching you on another net real soon. So we'll say 7-3 to you, and clear with KF8DTP. And let's go to the other half, KE8 UIB John. Good evening to you, John. Good to have you on the net as well. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KE8 QFT is on deck.
W8WKY from KE8UIB. Good evening, Jerry. Everybody out there on the net. Let me see. Well, I'm doing the weekly messaging back and forth with Mom and Dad to start with, and let me double check this one more time and just make sure they are going with B, Bravo. And as you guys know, I was going to go with D, Delta. Given the fact little Miss Lori beat me to the punch on that, I'll go ahead and go with A, Alpha, and we'll see what happens there. And because unfortunately I'm not really paying attention to what all letters have been chose, so we're just going to see how this goes, Jerry. Like, it's a Tuesday. I'm in it. It's the second Sarah Club net of the day, so that's a 2 for Tuesday. So that makes a terrific Tuesday. And with that, you guys, I'm living that $5 dream, a nickel at a time. This is KE8 UIB. I will hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all. Thanks for running the net tonight, Jerry.
Well, I appreciate you checking in with me this evening, and I have your mom and dad's answer as Bravo, and yours as Alpha, and Lori's as Delta. So we're doing good here. We only have C unchosen yet. So you have a great evening, Lori and John, and we'll catch up with you later. So we'll say 7-3 to you, John, and say we'll clear with KE8 UIB. That brings us to KE8 QFT, Uncle Fred. Good to have you on the net this evening, Fred. Good to hear from you. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is? What else do you have for us? And KE8 ZZR is on deck.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'll go with Bravo. But if that's wrong, then I'll go with Delta. Really. Bravo for now, anyhow. Watching the Guardians. They're playing good ball. They're in first place, you know. And they're winning 2-1 now early St. Louis. And that's about it. I'll try to be at the meeting Thursday. In the meantime, everyone take care. KE8 QFT back to Net Control.
Well, I enjoy listening to the Guardians on the radio, and they are playing good ball. So enjoy the game, Fred, and yeah, hopefully you'll make it into the meeting on Thursday evening. Look forward to seeing you. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and yeah, maybe we can do ranked choice voting sometime. we'll whoever does trivia will have to be in charge of that, though, but we'll see. We'll 7-3 to you, Fred, and we'll clear with KE8 QFT. And let's go now to KE8 ZZR. Good evening to you, Harry. Thanks for checking in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KE8 VCA is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8 ZZR. Good evening, Jerry and everybody else that's on the net. Kind of a long day for myself and my wife today. We had to take my brother in for some minor surgery, which he did just fine. We had to get up at 4 this morning and have him in the hospital by 6 o'clock. So he lives over in Kent, so we had to go pick him up from Wadsworth. And but he's doing fine, so everything worked out good. And for the trivia question, I'm going to go B as in Bravo. And that's about it. Looking forward to the meeting on Thursday. And that's about all I got to say here. So I'll turn it back to Net Control. This is KE8 ZZR Clear.
Well, hopefully you can get some rest this evening, Harry, and be good as new for tomorrow. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and hopefully you'll see you Thursday evening at the meeting. So 7-3 to you, Harry, and we'll clear with KE8ZZR. Once again, this is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee, using the club call of W8WKY. Well, let's now go to KE8VZA. Good evening to you, Eric. Good to have you on the net this evening. Thanks for checking in with me. What is your answer to the trivia question, and what else do you have for the net? And KF8ELA is on deck.
W8WKY in the net. This is KE8VZA here. Thanks for picking me up, Jerry. Thanks for running the net. Good to hear everybody tonight. Trivia, I'm going to go with Bravo, and just kind of a stab at it. It sounds to me maybe more likely, but I really don't know. But we're going to go Bravo. Let's see. Checked into the NORS 10-meter net. I had to have somebody relay me in because I could not hear net control at all, not even a murmur. There was some funky noise going on, and I got it most of the way filtered out, playing around with all the buttons and knobs on the radio, and I still couldn't hear him. I could hear other people better, but I could not hear him at all. And there were a handful of other stations I couldn't hear either, but one of them was nice enough to relay me in and out, so it's official, I was in there. Anyway, but good to have a little warmer weather these couple days, and I think toward the end of the week it's supposed to cool off a little bit, but not bitter cold. So that's good. It's par for the course for springtime. But KE8VZA back to net control.
W8WKY.
Well, the conditions on HF were challenging this evening, if nothing else because of the lightning crashes. I was having lightning crashes on 80 meters of 10 over, so that would make it challenging. You'd have to have a pretty strong signal to hear over that, but 10-meter conditions may not have been good anyway. But anyway, great to have you here, Eric. Look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the meeting. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and thanks once again for checking in with me, and we'll say 7-3 to you. And we'll clear with KE8VZA. Let's go over towards Dalton now with KF8ELA. Good evening to you, Zach. Thank you for your check-in. Good to hear you. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is? And WO3X is on deck.
W8WKY, KF8ELA. Good evening, everyone. We're going to start off with trivia. We're going to answer B, Bravo, and get that out of the way. Good question tonight. I've been enjoying the space topics recently. But the weather's nice. I am sitting on the back porch enjoying the weather. Kids are in bed, having some quiet time. And I'm just going to listen out to the rest of the net and hope everyone has a great evening. This is KF8ELA, back to net.
Well, I've been enjoying the space topic as well lately, and appreciate your check-in this evening, Zach. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and have a great rest of the evening, and we'll look forward to catching you on Down the Log soon. So 7-3 to you, Zach, and we'll clear with KF8ELA. Let's now go to WO3X. Good evening to you, John. I'm sorry I missed you at the Cuyahoga Falls Ham Fest. I was looking for you but didn't see you. I don't know if you've seen me and I didn't see you, but anyway, good Ham Fest, and thanks for checking in with us this evening. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And KC8FQV is on deck.
W8WKY, this is WO3X. Good evening, Jerry, and all on the net. Yeah, I didn't see you at the Hamfest. My two brothers were there. They're both from Pennsylvania. One's from Beaver County, and the other one is from Carnegie, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. So we had a good time. And there were some other people from that area. Well, the breeze shooters people were there, and then there was Roy, KA3GLD. He's 99 years old right now, and he's going to be 100 the day before Thanksgiving this year. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see, and yeah, so my youngest brother, KB3VSP, he's really lucky at these Hamfests. He won 2 prizes there, whereas my other brother, KA3KSP, and I didn't win any prizes. Let's see, the trivia question, I'm going to go along with the B Bravo. And let's see, so with that, this is WO3X, back to the net.
Well, it sounds like you had a great time at the Ham Fest as well, and got to see a bunch of people, and good to see your brothers there, I'm sure. So, very good. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I'm sure we'll hopefully catch you on the net here again later this evening. So, with that, we'll say 7-3 to you, John, and clear with WO3X, and it's officially a net now. We've got KC8FQV up. Good evening to you, Mark. Thanks for checking in with us this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And K8VQX is on deck.
All right, KCFQV. Well, that was a good day. Went and had my piece of about a 2-inch thick piece of liver for dinner, or I don't know what it is between lunch and dinner, because it was about 4 o'clock. We went 4:30. Yeah, but no, it was about 4. I think it was about 4, or was it 5? I can't recall. No, it might have been about 5. But it was a good piece of liver, bacon, mashed potatoes, and gravy. So we did that. Came home. And, did a few nets today. We'll do a few tonight. And, I would say all of the above, but I'll take Bravo. We didn't say all, but we'll take a Bravo. So, other than that, we'll see everyone. Well, there's other nets around today, and tomorrow is, bumper crop of nets tomorrow. And it's only spring. You don't get bumper crops until the fall when the crops are coming. But I guess we'll have a bumper crop tomorrow over nets. So back it comes, KCFQV.
Well, you sold me when you said bacon. I love bacon. So everything goes with bacon. Bacon goes with everything. Great to have you here, Mark. Thanks for joining us. And I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo. So I know I'll catch you on other nets here this week, probably tomorrow evening. And hope to see you at the Sarah meeting on Thursday. So you have a great evening, Mark, and we'll say 7-3 to you, and we'll clear with KC8FQV. And let's go now to KE8VQX Joe. Joe, what do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Good evening, Jerry and the net. Good to hear everybody. I guess I'll start with the trivia. I'm also going to go with B as in Bravo. It's the only one that kind of makes sense to me. Actually, none of them make sense, but that one, I like those great big huge dishes. So, yeah, I got a week off vacation here, so I'm looking forward to the Club Net. I haven't been to one in a while, so looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm looking forward to the tech topic as well. I've got solar panel and some big batteries, and I can usually get electricity flowing in the right direction, but that's about it. I'd like to learn a little bit more about that, so looking forward to it. Anyway, hope to see everybody there, and talk to folks again tomorrow. This is KE8VQX, back to W8WKY. Thanks, Jerry.
Well, very good. I look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the Sarah Club meeting. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to shake hands and do an eyeball with you. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I am looking forward to the topic as well. Lithium power, so should be good. Well, once again, thank you, Joe, for your check-in, and look forward to seeing you Thursday. And we'll say 7-3 to you, Joe, and clear with KE8VQX. Well, that is the bottom of the list I have. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee. I am using the club call of Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. If you would like to get in on the net and take a stab at answering Gary's trivia question, you can check in now by using your call sign followed by your name. Well, it sounded like we had a couple of doubles there, and I didn't get anything out of I couldn't make one out of any of them, so let's try it again. If you'd like to check into the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club Net and take a stab at answering the trivia question, you can check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
West Virginia.
Okay, it was the Hancock, West Virginia station, Quebec. There was another double there, and it wiped everything out except Hancock County, West Virginia. So please tell us your call sign and your name once again, please.
West Virginia. Good evening.
And W8GMS. Where's your Jerry?
Okay, someone's trying to get in, but all they have is a carrier and no audio. And you wiped the guy from West Virginia out twice. So, all I got both times was Hancock County, West Virginia. So try it again, West Virginia.
Kilo, Bravo 3, Oscar X-Ray Hotel, Bill, Hancock County, West Virginia. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, got you that time, Bill. KB 3OXH from Hancock County, West Virginia. And we have W8GMF Gary. If there's anyone else who would like to check into the net, please use your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4 OG, Markin, Kentucky.
Okay, we've also added a K4OG, Mark in Kentucky. All right, well, let's go to Gary once again and get a reread of the question. Gary, if you would, please reread the question.
All right, I can do that. By the way, liver and onions, Mark, I love liver and onions. I got to tell you, haven't had homemade liver and onions since I was living at home, as before I went left the nest. Liver and onions hard to come by, but I will tell you this: if you're interested in a pretty decent liver and onion meal, Green Diamond in Barberton, yeah, they do it pretty well. All right, here's the question. When receiving signals from distant spacecraft like Voyager 1, what is the primary reason for large ground antennas? What are they used? Why are they used? 70 meters in diameter. Yeah, they're big ones. Here's your distractors. Alpha, to increase transmission speed. That would be the data rate from the spacecraft. Bravo, to improve the signal-to-noise ratio by capturing more of the extremely weak signals. Charlie, to compensate for Doppler shift caused by spacecraft velocity. And finally, Delta, to reduce atmospheric noise and interference from Earth-based sources. There's your question. There's your distractors. Have fun. This is Alpha Alpha 8. Back to W8 WKY.
Thank you for the reread of the question, Gary. Much appreciated. So let's go to Hancock County, West Virginia now with KB3OXH. Good evening to you, Bill. Good to have you check in with us this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And W8 to GMF is on deck.
Well, good evening, Gary, and everybody here on the net. It's been a while since I checked in. I lost about 12 feet of my antenna here in one of the windstorms. I haven't been able to get very often, but you know what? I think I'll go with Uncle Fred and everybody else and say B, Bravo, for the question. And, well, we've had it's been really good weather here lately, and I've had a lot of we got a lot of work to do around the airport because we've had some high winds this spring, and it's done a lot of damage here. So anyway, hey, thanks for picking me up. I hope you're hearing me good. Everyone have a great evening from KB3OXH, Bill, here in Hancock County, West Virginia.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Bill. Glad you were able to get in this evening and check in with me this evening. And, sorry you had so much damage. We had quite a bit of wind around here and had quite a bit of damage as well. But hopefully you get that all cleaned up and everything back in working order. And you have a good evening, Bill. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and look forward to hearing from you again sometime. So we'll clear with, say, 73 to Bill and clear with KB3OXH. And that brings us to W8GMF Gary. Good evening to you, Gary. Thanks for checking in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And K4OG is on deck.
Yeah, W8GMF here. As usual, thanks for running that for WKY and the great repeater they have. All I have is planning on getting to the meeting here in a day, 2 days I guess it is, Thursday night, get up there and learn about solar. And as far as the trivia, I'm going with B, signal noise. Seems reasonable to me, so I'm going to go with that. And I'll give it back to you, Jerry, 7-3, and good job running that, W8GMF.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Gary. Look forward to seeing you at the meeting Thursday night. I am also looking forward to the program of solar lithium power, and look forward to enjoying that with the group. So thank you, Gary. Have a great rest of the evening, 7-3 to you. And we'll clear with W8GMF. And let's go into Kentucky now with K4OG. Good evening to you, Mark. Thanks for checking in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net?
W8WKY, K4OG. Good evening, Jerry and everyone. Well, this is an easy one. The answer to the question is Bravo, and I even know how many light days away Voyager 1 is. And this mark would not even touch liver and onions. There you go. Good to talk to everybody and listening to everybody. I was getting in some sleeps while I can. We've been on a 4-hour shift of pain medication management, and you got to get them naps in where you can. But I'm glad I made the net. K4OG, back to net.
W8WKY.
Well, I'm glad you made the net too, Mark. Good to have you part of it. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I missed the onions part. All I heard was liver and bacon. So as long as no onions are involved, I'm in. So there you go. 7-3 to you, Mark. Hope things all go well with you, and we'll clear with K4OG. Well, let's go to Gary now and get the answer to the trivia question. No one has picked C yet, so I will take Charlie as the answer so that all of them are picked. Okay, with that, Gary, give us any comments you have for the net, and then tell us the answer to the trivia question.
All right, Jerry, good to be here with everyone again. As I said, I do love liver and onions. I don't know why, I just do, and that is one thing that I don't get very much of, that's for sure. I do. John and Lori just crack me up. I can't get over those two. I just can't. Man, when I grow up, I want to be just like them. I really do. And it'll be great to see Joe, VQX. His schedule takes him here, there, and everywhere. But somehow getting to the club meeting, his schedule just doesn't allow it very often. So it'll be great to catch up with KE8 VQX. So looking forward to that. The answer to the trivia question tonight is Bravo. Most everyone got that. But the interesting thing is the explanation. So let me grab a quick second and I'll get to that. By the time a signal from Voyager 1 reaches Earth, you're not going to believe this, okay, but it is extraordinarily weak, on the order of, and catch this, 10 to the minus 16 watts or less. Yeah, write that out, 10 to the minus 16 watts or less. The massive 70-meter dishes in the Deep Space Network do not increase the spacecraft's power, and instead they collect more of the incoming signal energy. A larger antenna has greater aperture area and higher gain, allowing it to gather more of the faint signal and better distinguish it from background noise. This directly improves the signal-to-noise ratio, SNR, which is critical for recovering usable data. Without these large antennas, signals from deep space missions like Voyager would be lost in cosmic background. A was incorrect. Data rate is limited primarily by spacecraft transmitter power and bandwidth. Charlie, Doppler shift is handled through receiver tuning and signal processing. And finally, Delta, while larger antennas can help reject some interference, their primary role is signal collection and gain, not noise elimination. I just cannot believe how extraordinarily weak these signals are coming from like Voyager 1. So it's pretty amazing to think your 100 watts on HF is a flamethrower, man, compared to what we're trying to hear from billions of miles away. All right, there you have it. That's all I have tonight. Jerry, great job on the net, as always, and my pleasure to do the trivia questions for you. And with that, let me turn it back to Net. This is Alpha 8, Charlie, Sierra 73, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Club meeting Thursday night. Be there. Yeah, be there. AA8CS, I'm clear.
Well, I really appreciate you doing the trivia for me, Gary. You do a fantastic job with it, and I'm no good at it, so someone who throws out a good question is needed and much appreciated by me. So thank you so much, Gary. Thank you to everyone who checked in. Well, let's see if anyone would still like to check in. We're done with the trivia, but if anyone would still like to check in to the net, you may do so now with your call sign followed by your name.
KE8, HNK Mobile.
KA8 LYJ with a recheck.
Okay, we have KE8HNK Mobile and KA8LYJ with a recheck. Let's get to Elmer, who is mobile. Elmer, what do you have for the net?
KE8HNK Mobile. I'm just right home on the way from school. Other than nothing much on radio here to say, but I just want to give you one for the numbers, check in, and want to say everybody stay healthy, stay blessed. It's KH&K back over to net control.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Elmer. Thank you for checking in with us, and have a safe ride home from school. We'll catch up with you later, 7-3, Elmer. So clear with KE8HNK. We have a recheck from KA8LYJ. Go ahead, Bob, with your recheck.
WKY, KA8LYJ. Yeah, I just wanted to throw in there that cooking it in a pan with liver is just a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to do to a poor onion. But my wife loves them, and Barberton, the Magic City here, is a hot spot for liver and onions for some reason. Every beanery has it. And she rather enjoyed the offering there at Enchanted Cafe, where Barber Road and Norton Avenue meet. So Gary's not wrong, and if you want liver, I don't know why you would, but if you do, the Magic City's the place to get it. Looking forward to Thursday's meeting. KA8LYJ.
Well, I had no idea that Barberton was a hotbed of liver and onion activity. So thank you for sharing that, Bob, and look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the meeting. So you take care, Bob, and 7-3 to you. Okay, Are there any other late check-ins or any rechecks or anything for the good of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club Net?
This is KD8SLG. The WatchNet started a few minutes ago down on the Millersburg repeater. I don't remember everything, and I don't have my notepad in front of me, but Jerry, if you want to tell everybody how to get there, that would be great. Thanks. KD8SLG. Clear.
Thank you for the reminder of the WatchNet, Nick. You have to get their RF. They do not have any internet at the repeater site. Well, they have it there, but they don't have a hook to the repeater. So you have to go NRF. The frequency is 146 Mark 67 megahertz. The PL is 71.9. KB8PXM Charlie does a fantastic job at net control, and if you could make it in, check in with Charlie. It's a great net. So does anyone else have anything for the net? Nothing heard. I'd like to thank everyone who checked in, whether it was in and out or as a regular check-in. Thanks once again to Gary for doing the trivia, and you all make this a great net, and thank you for your participation. So looking forward to seeing all of you at the meeting Thursday evening. And with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8HDP, returning the repeater to regular amateur use and QSY to the WatchNet. 7-3, everyone.
KB28CE last minute check-in from New York. I couldn't get the repeater to drop before I could check in. Kilo Delta 2 Hotel Charlie Echo from Medina, but in New York. 7-3, everybody.
W8WKY.
Got you on the log, Chris. KD2HCE, you're number 32. So thanks for checking in, Chris. 7-3. KC8HDP clear.
KDVT, radio check. KVT test. Anyone on frequency for radio check, please?
Station calling radio check. You're coming in strong, but you're breaking up. I couldn't make out your call. This is KA8LYJ.
KA8LYJ. This is KD8VT. I'll copy.
Okay, again, you broke up a little bit when you first keyed up, but I got your call that time. Whatever you're doing, it's happening right at the beginning of your transmission. The rest is strong and clear.
Maybe it's a dirty connection on the microphone here, maybe.
Well, now that there was just picture perfect.
This is a radio that I picked up a couple years ago, used at a Hamfest, and I'm getting ready to stick it in my tractor, and I wanted to make sure the thing works before I go drilling holes.
Well, apparently whatever crud was interfering with your contacts there, you've worked it loose. You're still good now.
W8WKY. Well, that's good to know. These little radios are really hard to come by. This is a little Yaesu 1500M. It's about, 6 by 6 by an inch thick.
Oh, sounds about the perfect size for a tractor then. Ought to make good use out of it.
Yeah, I've got to put it in a small Massey Ferguson, a 48 horse Massey with a cab, and I don't have a whole lot of room to mount a radio. Normally I would use a FT 8800R in there, but that's even a big radio for that application. I need something smaller.
Okay, well, yeah, like I said, you seem to have worked the crud loose. It's working good now, so, yeah, have fun with it. It's going to serve you good. Good, clear, strong signal.
Good. It had to replace the microphone cord. It was all frayed out, but that's pretty common. Those things tend to dry rot, so. All right, thanks for the radio check. I appreciate it. Now it's just a matter of deciding where I'm going to pick power up in there. Tractor dealer's not too far away, and he owes me a favor, so I may go up there and see if those boys can connect the power lead to a switched junction under there. I'm not going to run a lot of power. I've got it on high power now, but I want to drop it down to low power and get a quick radio check. Give me a second. Is it low 1? I don't know. Are you able to copy now?
Yeah, copying you fine. By the way, in your last transmission before you drop power, you started to break up again, this time at the end. So, yeah, I think your mic cord's about shot. But that's a good cheap fix for you, and otherwise the radio's working great.
Well, actually, I've already replaced the mic cord, so it's not the mic cord. It might be something in the mic, or maybe the connections where the mic plugs into the radio causing the issue. All right, I dropped it down another level. I think this is like 10 watts.
Okay, yeah, you picked up a little hum there at the 10 watts, but still readable.
There was another signal in there, too, that was, I think, holding the repeater up.
Yeah, that's why I waited a bit and then keyed my own mic to see if I could knock it loose. And I don't know if it was a coincidence or if it just dropped, but it seemed to work, so that's why I came back to you.
All right, so let's see. This is what they call low 3. I'll have to look and see. I think this is actually higher power.
Yeah, something held on to the repeater again there.
Maybe we're getting some interference or something. It seems like I had to put the squelch pretty tight before I keyed this machine up. I was hearing another repeater coming in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but something is holding on to the repeater. I don't know if one of our nodes misbehaving left over from the net about an hour ago or what. But, yeah, anyway, good on you. Your radio's working fine. KA8LYJ for ID. I think it's been a while.
Yeah, it's actually Tuesday, I think. KA8LYJ, KD8VT. Yeah, I'm on. I think I'm down on 5 watts now. So if you're hearing me and you're not hearing a bunch of garbage coming out of the radio, I think I'm going to be all right. I got 60 acres out here, and 5 watts should be more than adequate, tractor to tractor and tractor to barn.
Oh, yeah, you're banging in there, so at 5 watts, so no worries. You got a good radio.
Good deal. I think I gave $75 or $80 for it, so it seemed like it. I figure this is better than trying to run around with a handy talkie in there, and then you gotta keep the thing charged or take it out and charge it. It's just a hassle. It's a lot easier if the radio's in the tractor, and when you shut the tractor off, it's off, and you start the tractor, it's ready to go. All right, thanks a lot. I'll let you go. I think I've talked to you before, LYJ. Call sounds familiar.
Yeah, this is where I hang out. You probably have. I make most of the nets at least once in a while. So, yeah, you sound familiar too. I'm sure we've talked. Well, you have a good one. And as far as HTs for mobiles, you're going to laugh. My HT my mobile is a Chinese HT sitting in the cup holder. For external power, I run the charger port into the USB port of the dashboard.
That if you got a battery on it, I don't see why that wouldn't work. I'm a little more rural. You're probably more in town than I am. Where I'm at out here, I'm out here in Atwater, and the closest repeater to me on 2 meters is 12 miles. And so I don't know how a HT and a cup holder would work. I run for 2 meters, I'm running a FT89 or 8800R dual bander, and I run a Mirage amplifier. I run about 120 watts on 2 meters, and it seems to be enough power that if I can hear any repeater, I can work it.
Yeah, well, it's an HT in the cup holder, but I treat it like a mobile. It's I've got it run to a mag mount on my roof for an antenna, and I've got a handheld aux mic I plug in. So, yeah, I treat it like a mobile, but it's not. It's an HT in a cup holder. Anyway, I'll let you go, and you have fun with your new radio and your tractor, and we'll catch you down the way. This is KA8LYJ. 73 to you.
Yeah, 73. Yeah, this radio's going to work out fine. We got to have a radio in there when we're out feeding the buffalo or whatever. Sometimes you have a problem. You get stuck in the mud or whatever. You don't want to walk a quarter of a mile through the mud back to the house to get help. Catch you later, 73. Kilowatt Delta 8 Victor Tango, now clear in QRT.
KD8EPC, KC5 RBG. Nothing heard. KC5 RBG clear.
W8WKY.
KC5 RBG K88 LYJ.
Go ahead. This is KC5 RBG.
Yeah, Shannon, Bob here. Tuesday nights after the ClubNet, most of the folks QSY down to another net that's RF only out near Orville. Can't remember the frequency right off the top of my head. They gave it right before they all signed off. But yeah, that's why you're not getting EPC.
Well, thanks for that info. I just heading home here. Figured I'd holler out at him and see if he's around. Are you going to be going to Hamvention?
No, I'm not going to make it this year. Shot Arwad booking a land cruise for the XYL and myself. We're taking a 2-week round-trip train ride out to Washington State and back. Booked a sleeper room for ourselves and the whole works. So, yeah, that ate up whatever I'd be spending at the Hamvention.
I bet, yeah, I can understand that. But I'll tell you, it sounds like a whole bunch of fun. And I bet you're really going to enjoy it. Well, me and Rimmel, KA6DOY, are going to come down and, or come up there, I guess, and go to Hamvention. And Dustin said that he is going to meet us up there, and he is going to introduce me to the Sierra Club members that are around that we could find. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting time. I've never actually been up there. It's been on my bucket list, and I decided this year I'm going to do it. Of course, I got a lot of encouragement from Rimmel to get up there and go. He's really wanting to go, and he didn't want to go alone, so I finally caved in and said, okay, I'll go. And so, yeah, I'll be going. Looking forward to it, too. Like I said, it's on my bucket list to do, and I think it's going to be a good trip up there and a good trip back, and have a lot of fun while we're there. So hopefully you're having a good night there. I am here at my QTH, so I am going to go ahead and sign with you. But it was good talking to you, and you have a good evening there, Bob. This is Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns, saying God bless in 73, and I'll be clearing your final.
All right, Shannon, very good. It definitely has been a good night. Hit the American Legion meeting and caught the trivia on the trip back, mobile, and then was just sitting here relaxing, taking care of a couple last-minute things before I head to bed, and heard the other guy ask for a radio check, and then heard you call out, so yeah, good thing I had the radio on. Anyway, you have a great night. Great talking with you. Be sorry missing you at Hamfest. I'm a little bit ashamed to say that even though I live in Ohio, I've never been myself. So it's something I really need to do here shortly. But last year I went to Scotland. This year we're taking the train ride, so just haven't been able to make it. 73D, you have a great night. This is K88LYJ, and I think I'm going to go QRT this time.